the upcoming Sam Bankman-Fried criminal trial. Prosecutors in that trial are now saying that they plan to use personal notes and diary entries written by Caroline Ellison. Of course, she's the former CEO of Alameda Research, as evidence against the disgraced FTX founder. In a filing, we learned that Ellison took notes at meetings about the financial health of Alameda and separately created a list titled, quote, "Things Sam is freaking out about," unquote, that summarized SBF's concerns. Zach, throwing it off to you. This is going to be a trial just full of drama and tidbits that we probably couldn't have even have guessed that would have ended up there.
You can't make this stuff up. In an organization in which all of the messages disappeared through various chat apps, the one stuff that has not disappeared is the diary from former Alameda Research co-CEO Caroline Ellison, who is also reportedly SBF's one-time girlfriend. This is just crazy that we're going to have to watch this unfold through these logs of someone who's very much implicated in the practices that lost these entities a whole lot of money. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what, whether or not this is seen as a reliable narrator, whether or not this is something that, you can build a case around, or whether this is someone who is similarly conflicted, similarly in trouble with the things that led to the sudden and shocking demise of FTX and Alameda both. So it's just the twists and turns. I'm just going to sigh. It's just crazy. We're getting a new twist and turn. Big sigh on this one. But also maybe it sheds light on why SBF felt compelled to leak the diary ahead of time. Also, maybe think about that as well. But I don't know. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to go to one of the diary entries that's included in this Decrypt article. They say that on November 9th, there's an all-hands meeting that Ellison recorded in her diary talking about FTX and Alameda having a liquidity shortfall. This was 2 days before both those entities filed for bankruptcy. And she said that this was recorded in her diary, that there was a bunch of money via open term loans and used to make various illiquid investments. Those loans went bad during 2022, and now the money was owed between Alameda and FTX. So she's sort of detailing the huge problem here, and then goes on to say that these whole loans were filled by loans from users, right? So they basically admit to the whole problem here that's alleged in the criminal trial going forward. And then she goes on to say later that whose fault is this? An employee asked her, and she said, Sam, I guess. So I think that kind of details pretty clearly what's going to happen here is they're going to use this basically as a hammer. They have firsthand evidence from the co-CEO of Alameda of why this happened and how it happened. I'm sure there's more juicy details in this, and there's that New York Times piece also about the diary that came out that will speak to this a lot, the weird relationship between Ellison and SBF. But I think just in terms of the core critical issue here for people who lost a lot of money, they're loaning money out because they basically went to bet the farm on shitcoins. And that's what happens when you don't protect the piggy bank. Wendy?
I just think that it's interesting that the list is called Things Sam is Freaking Out About. That's my favorite part. The reason why is I have ADHD, and that would probably be something I would call a list, is things Wendy O is freaking out about, or things that are making me uncomfortable. So I think it's absolutely funny. The whole thing is very sad, though. I mean, of course, fraud isn't good, and people that do bad things, they're awful. But at the same time, I just try to find light in every single situation. And the fact that there's a list in court that's going to be called Things Sam is Freaking Out About. And then they're going to be using a diary. So you know what, guys? Don't be using diaries anymore. You can't use diaries anymore. You're not safe. This is not the 1800s. It's not the 1700s. You're just going to have to use disappearing messages. That's not legal advice. I'm not your attorney, and I'm not a legal expert.
No more diaries.
You got to get a lock on your diary and not write it in Google Documents. You got to act like it's the 1700s. Just pen to paper, lock it up, put it under your bed.
Floorboard. In an 1800s Victorian mansion. Floorboard, please.
One day someone will find it and they'll be in for a treat. For people who are wondering, is this hearsay? The prosecution says that the notes were taken to memorialize information supplied to her and to provide a reference to help carry out her role in the conspiracy. I think that's kind of interesting. And I want to get in Sam's lawyer's response here. They are moving to exclude any evidence gathered after July 1st. They say that the prosecutors failed to provide specific information in a timely manner, substantially hindering SBF's ability to prepare for his defense. I find that kind of hilarious because he has hindered his ability to prepare for his defense by talking so much. And so he is in jail now, and that's that. Dak?
Wait. Is the diary in Google Docs, or I'm picturing like a diary this whole time? Was it a digital diary, or was it actually like a real diary?
What he leaked to the New York Times, my understanding, it was Google Docs.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I have to update my mental model for what's been
for diaries
changing hands. Also, like, why is it called a diary, not just like a journal? Like, is this a gendered thing? Is this like a schedule? Like diary in the sense of like schedule? Like, why is it called the diary? Like that whole thing, I think that's strange to me. I don't know, Wendy. It's just strange to me.
I just want to say I watched this really funny TikTok from this real attorney, and she says, "I'm not your attorney, but the best thing you can do in life is just shut up. Just shut up." And that was a TikTok.
That was like what our Bernie Madoff guy said the other day. She was like, just shut up already.
And the moment you walk outside of your house, you're in public domain. So, and she also said there's always people watching you.